Good morning, everybody. Welcome to MarketStream.live. It is May 23rd. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group Securities offered by MoneyBlock. And unfortunately, we open up this session with yet another senseless act of violence in Manchester, England. A terrorist attack at a concert last night left 22 dead. Now, I live in a city where this has become a all too often daily headline of senseless violence. But the market continues to hold to the upside, whether it was the Trump-Russia headlines or now this terrorist attack in the UK. The markets continue to grind to the upside. As a matter of fact, you see the Dow Jones right off of that 21,000 level, up 31 at 20,926. You have the S&P 500 grinding right around 2396, up 280. And then you have the NASDAQ right off of the all-time highs on the composite. You could take a look at that at 5708, up 9. So there's a little bit of a grind there. But you do have the Russell 2000 slightly in the red at 1376.47. That's down 66 cents. But what's notable is the action in crude. Crude continues to move to the upside and with some passion. We're going to be watching the crude inventories that are going to be coming out over the next couple of days, tonight and then tomorrow, the EIA report. That is going to move the markets. As a matter of fact, there has been some headlines coming out of the White House basically on their budget proposals where they're actually proposing to sell off half of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to raise about $16.5 billion. Now, there's other line items that are absolutely somewhat mind-boggling about how they're going to raise defense, they're going to cut Medicaid, they're going to cut student loan opportunities, so on and so forth. That a lot of people are going to start looking at this and going, okay, where are we going to make this up, and how is this going to balance a budget and make America great again? Because the markets, while they're going to all-time highs, are going to start to question this. And again, we're seeing that while the crude markets continue to move to the upside, and this is a positive, when you see that they're trying to get rid of the glut, and at these levels, once you start putting more of that out into the marketplace, that's going to put pressure not only on the West Texas contract, but it's also going to put pressure on the Brent contract. And OPEC is meeting on the 25th. That meeting is basically going to give us their guidelines as far as continuation. They've telegraphed this to the T and dotting the I's, where they have basically said that they are going to extend production cuts, and they may increase them from the 1.8 million barrels per day. They may increase that to a larger number per day. Who knows if this is something that's always you have to watch with a grain of salt. But what has been driving this is the weakness in the dollar. We continue to see that the dollar weakness is helping the crude contract. It's also helping the commodities in general. And with basically about 85% of crops like corn and so forth already in the ground, we're going to watch this currency action very closely, because a weak dollar and stronger global currencies, that means that net exporters for here in the U.S., they could take advantage of that. That's why there is the proposal of putting crude out there. But that's going to put pressure on those markets. If you get a lot of inventory out there, eventually, if it's not getting scooped up right away, if the demand quotient isn't there, folks, that's going to put pressure on the markets. In full disclosure, I do have, and my clients have, exposure into the crude markets at this juncture. Also, there's a core group of names that are on the move this morning post earnings, and just some headlines. And we want to start off, I'm just scrolling down, with AutoZone. Now, AutoZone is down $56. That's good for 8.6% to the downside. They released their earnings, missed on the bottom line, and the stock is paying the price, down $56 at 602.71. But what you clearly would have picked up if we were watching AutoZone is that they were in that battle zone between the 20 and 50-day moving average. As a matter of fact, they sliced through this and have been fighting that 20-day moving average all the way back since January of this year. So you're seeing that the market action right now, at the bare minimum, since the beginning of the year, it came in February, sliced through there, in January and February and just has been going to the downside. The bulls have been on their heels and been knocked down for the last 6 months. This earnings, missing on the bottom line, that was the catalyst. The stock is now trading down 56 bucks, but you could clearly see that just looking at this chart, the bears were in control. If you were in this stock and you were looking at who had momentum, who was fighting, who was battling, the bears were winning. Take a look at Agilent. Agilent came out and they had really good earnings. As a matter of fact, I was looking at the bottom line. I'm trying to read through this, but this Advanced Medical Equipment and Technology Group is up 4.5% this morning. That's good for 253 to the upside after earnings. But after hitting its highs on the open, it has pulled back, but still at $58, well above that 20-day moving average that it was straddling for the last couple of days. So with this grind right here, you have the momentum. There might be some profit taking up at these levels, but the bulls clearly have a catalyst with the good earnings. You're seeing Toll Brothers, and I wanted to bring up Toll Brothers because they beat on bottom line, and you had new home sales that came out. So new home sales came in and it's 611,000. That's a nice number. That's above the 605,000 that was expected. And you see a continuation that home builders are moving to the upside. This is good for 0.89% or 34 cents in Toll Brothers at 38.37. And you're seeing the sector in general up about 0.16% at 37.95. Watch the existing home sales tomorrow. The inventory has been low from the previous existing home sales. Let's see if that continues. This is going to give a pulse on the economy here. If homes are being purchased and inventories are getting tighter, that means prices are going to go up. That means that people, the demand is going to continue to increase until we start getting more inventory online. If you're a home seller, that could be a potential positive, but with rates coming up and the FOMC meeting in June, rates going up, maybe another catalyst for buying a house, but we'll see. Another stock that I want to take a look at is a drug stock, Alexion. Alexion Pharmaceuticals is trading down about 3.6% this morning, down 4.25, trading at 111.17. Basically, the stock has been in a downtrend for all of May. You can see that it's broken. It's 200, it's 20, and it's 50-day. It's been in a downtrend, tried to rebound. The CFO resigned. That headline came out this morning. That was good for a 3.6% move to the downside. There is turmoil at the top, and that has shaken the stock even more after it tried to rebound in April. Couldn't do it, and now you see that a catalyst to the downside with the CFO, so there is uncertainty there. We'll watch the pharmaceuticals component, watch the IBB. This is the ETF that tracks biotech. It's up 11 cents. This is one of those offensive sectors that you want to watch. Any weakness here, and it's trading below its 20 and 50-day moving averages, it looks like the bears are starting to get some momentum into this sector. They're going to have to get above these critical levels if we're going to start to see any momentum for the bulls. All right, folks, that is it for what's hot on the open here in the U.S. Again, this is May 23rd. My name is Joe Cusick with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock, and this is MarketStream.live. Join me at 1:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Central Time here at MarketStream. I'm going to be talking to you about strategies that you could implement into your portfolio, whether you are an institutional trader, an advisor, or just an enthusiastic retail trader. Join us. These are going to be strategies that you're going to want to be deploying. See you then.